Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. As you can see, we're not in the house and I'm not in the kitchen. We have a big week ahead of us. We have a wedding to put on this weekend. Not for Jessica, not for Caroline, of course. Caroline is married, but my niece is getting married. So Uncle Bryant here is going to be cooking the reception meal.
Tell him what it is.
And he's doing barbecue. So we're going to go get some Boston butts, I think, today. And he's gonna do slaw. We're doing potato salad. We'll go to Sam's today to get the potato salad. We'll probably pick up rolls at Aldi or Walmart or somewhere like that. And so there's just a lot going on today. And so we're taking you with us while we make several stops preparing for this wedding. Plus, I haven't been to the grocery store yet since we've been back from vacation as far as to get groceries. I don't have a big list planned yet, but we do need to pick up a few things. Like, I have no eggs in the house at all. So we're gonna just run a few errands and take you with us. And then, hey, we're gonna end the night with our church family at Grub Club. That's where our church family comes together once a month and we just go out to eat. We find a restaurant that has a big room and we go out to eat, and it's just a fun time of fellowship. So come along, go with us for the day and enjoy your time with us. Let's go get some barbecue or some Boston butts to make barbecue with. We're here at Schuler's. One of the things my family likes for breakfast is tenderloin biscuits with lettuce and mayonnaise. Fried tenderloin biscuits. And when you get it already ran through the tenderizer like it is here, much like a cube steak with beef, it is so delicious. So I'm going to get a couple of these and we're going to have a family breakfast one Saturday. Okay, Bryant has gone into the wholesale department where we have already ordered the pork butts, so he has to pick them up in the office. But while we were in the actual retail store, I also picked up some cube steak. That is Bryant's favorite meal ever, is cube steak, gravy, mashed potatoes, biscuits, green beans, you know, the whole good old country cooking, the works. But so I picked up 2 packages of those. So we're gonna have some good old country meals coming up the next few weeks. Okay, we're here at Sam's to get their most delicious potato salad for the wedding. So we're going to stock up on that, and we're going to look at kielbasa sausages and baked beans for baked beans. And then, of course, I always have to stop by the clothes aisle and check that out. One of the items we're going to make at the wedding is our cowboy beans, my famous cowboy beans. I will link a video where I have already done those before down in the description. But we're getting 4 of these cans to start with, and now we need to go find some kielbasa sausage. One of the things that adds to the flavor to the cowboy beans is the kielbasa sausage, and so we found it in a 3-pack, and so we're going with that. I'm gonna look for some bacon bits and see if we can add some bacon bits. All right, this is the potato salad we get, and in my opinion, it can't be beat. I mean, other than homemade, I mean, and to me, this is just as good as homemade. So
a lot of time in homemade, isn't it?
Yes, and this is so easy and it is delicious. Now we're going to try a little something new with the slaw. He's going to buy 3 heads of cabbage, 4 heads of cabbage, but we also bought some of this pre-chopped, and he's going to run it through a chopper again just to get it a little finer and mix it. That way we've got some color going in and some texture going in, and he don't have to do quite as much chopping as he would have. So we're going to take a little bit of an easy route, and I found the bacon bits to go in my cowboy beans, so I think we're set. We are going to hold off on Walmart till after Grub Club tonight, so we're going to go to Walmart then. But in the meantime, we've made a pit stop by the church to bring some of this stuff that we're going to cook here at the church, which is most of it. We're going to do everything here at the church. We're going to go ahead and bring it into the fellowship hall and store it in there. So we got a lot to carry in, so I'll meet you in.
to eat at the Best Food Cafeteria.
Good morning, everybody. It is the next day, and we did not get to Walmart last night. And this morning, I am actually headed to a doctor. If you remember back a while, I told you my lower back was really bothering me. Well, that improved greatly. I mean, greatly. Depending on how I sleep, I have figured that out, and it's doing much better. But Sunday, we were headed to a concert. Our town has a concert once a year that they take up canned food for the local soup kitchen. We always try to go to that one. The church was going to meet there, and we were going. And about 30 minutes before we left the house, I did something to my left lower back, hip, cheek, back there area. And I have been in pain since then. So I have one of the orthopedics in Greensboro have same day appointments, and they have worked me in. And I'm so thankful, and that's where I'm headed. So let's see what they say. Well, I have left the doctor's office and I am actually leaving the pharmacy. You can see behind me, I'm leaving the pharmacy, picking up prescriptions. Before I left the doctor's office, I had 2 big old needles, one stuck in each hip. I had 2 shots. I think one was an anti-inflammatory. One was a steroid, one was a steroid, one was, I don't know what the other one was. I had 2 shots. I'll have to look it up. I'm assuming probably like a Toradol or something like that. And I am put on a massive prednisone dose for the next few days. Muscle relaxer. And my spine is fine, which I was almost 100% sure of that. I have felt that all my back issues have been muscular. I have felt that from the get-go. You know, I've told y'all that. And he said my muscles were just mad back there. They were just angry and mad, and they are causing like havoc. And so I am going home. I stopped by here, y'all. This does not happen to me often, but when it does, it's so embarrassing. I was hurting so bad. Plus, sitting is painful. And I drove myself to Greensboro because Bryant had meetings at church. And I was desperate. And I was like, I'm driving myself. I don't care. And so I drove for 45 minutes sitting on this painful hip. And while I was there, like when the nurse, I was fighting the tears in the waiting room, and then the nurse called me back and the floodgates opened and did not stop. They took x-rays. So he says my spine looks great. And so I was like, yes, that took a load off just to know it's muscular. And so I'm going home now. I got to get off my hip because it's really hurting. And I'm going to go home and take my massive dose of prednisone. And probably in a few hours, I'll be bouncing off the walls. So, but then I'll take a muscle relaxer and counteract it. So anyway, I'll see you guys when I see you. Hopefully it'll be with a Walmart haul because I've got to get stuff from Walmart. Hey everyone, forgive me for being in the recliner. I am still in quite a bit of pain. Yesterday the pain subsided greatly after I went to the doctor. Y'all, let me just tell you, I've always heard that growing old is not for sissies, and I'm obviously a sissy. But I guess all the steroids that were pumped in me yesterday have worn off, and I didn't get them in me early enough this morning So I'm in a little bit of pain, and the only way I can get relief is to recline, and that's just slight relief. And then the best relief is just laying flat in the bed. So to be honest, I'm actually just really tired of laying in the bed. And so I wanted to get up and be productive, but I can't sit. And so I'm in my recliner, and obviously there's no Walmart haul yet. We've got to go tonight, so I'm just going to have to grin and bear it. But what I've been doing this morning is some sweet friends of ours at church brought us some great things from their garden, so I've been snapping beans. So I thought while I was snapping these beans, now is as good a time as any to tell you guys, let me see if I can get you turned down a little bit more, to tell you guys about my niece's love story, the wedding we are preparing for. Some of you have already heard it and you know what a great story it is. Some of you have not heard it and you're fixing to hear it. And let me just say, if any of you have any connections with Hallmark, call them, because they need to do a video on, they need to do a movie on this. It is absolutely beautiful. But since I was snapping beans, I thought we could have some, like, you know, to keep everybody straight, we got to give everybody a name and so forth. So, let's do that. Let's do that. So, let's just kind of start with my niece. My niece is Emily. Emily is an only child. Her mother was very sickly. She was a fragile diabetic. She was on dialysis. She had both legs removed. She was a very sick person. And my sister died when she was 51 years old. Emily was very young when my sister died. She was a teenager in the you know, what should be the most joyful time of their lives. Anyway, eventually Emily marries. Emily marries V. We're going to call him V, okay? So Emily marries V, and they are happily married. The family likes V. He's very respectful. He's, you know, nice and everything. But we weren't behind closed doors, so we don't know what happened behind closed doors. And we also know that Emily wanted to be a mother more than anything. She wanted children. That's very much her mama's wish. Her mama wanted a child even when the doctors told her she was not healthy enough to have a child. She wanted a child, and she had Emily, and Emily was the light of her life. But anyway, Emily and Vince could not have children, and V. And so they could not have children. So for reasons that was part of, and then other reasons, their marriage, V left. He's gone. So we'll snap him up. We'll put him in the ready to be cooked. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying. I need this green bean for my supper tonight. And so Emily is now on her own. Dating, you know, kissed a lot of toads, you know, just Emily, just on her own, trying to do life as a single person, no children, no mama. Her daddy was a long distance truck driver. She's just kind of on her own. And so we're going to set Emily aside for right now. So over here we have Jay and we have Chris. And they never marry, but they date. And they have a very kind of a toxic, a very high energy relationship, you would say, but they never marry. But they have a child. We have Gabe. And so we have a child. And their relationship just is not going to work. They just do not going to work. Chris has alcohol issues. She has some issues of whatever, I don't know, but they both have issues, as do we all, and their relationship is just not going to work. However, they have a child, and Jay is diagnosed with terminal cancer, and does not get along with the dad at all. So, somehow or another, Jay and Emily meet through mutual friends, and they become friends. And Jay asks Emily, say, hey, I'm going to die. I know that. I know I have cancer. I know I'm not going to live. I'm going to die. Will you take my son and raise him? Because his dad has alcohol issues and is not, I just don't want him raising him. Will you take my son, Gabe, and raise him? So, Jay eventually passes away. Emily begins the process of getting guardianship of Gabe. She meets Chris and tells Chris, say, hey, I don't want to keep your child from you. I just want to honor the mom's request, but I want you to be in his life. But I want you to be sober when you're in his life. And so they begin to parent Gabe. Emily had custody, and Chris would get visitation, and they would see each other, and so forth. In the meantime, now that Emily has a child she is responsible for, she rededicates her life to the Lord. The Rock. And she begins to attend church. She begins to live for the Lord, and she begins to raise Gabe in church. Chris is still seeing Gabe when he is sober. He sees something in Emily and realizes, I need to give up this alcohol. Chris has a bad bout with alcohol at one time. Emily goes to the hospital, stays with him, and everything. Well, sparks begin to fly right here between Chris, the dad of Gabe, and Emily, the now guardian of Gabe. And Chris, they begin to date. And Chris rededicates his life to the Lord Jesus Christ. And they begin to co-parent Gabe together, but realizing they need to make things right. And so Chris asks Emily to marry him. They fall in love. And let me tell you, they both are living for the Lord. They are raising Gabe in church. And they are getting married this weekend. And they are setting their house up on Jesus Christ and raising their family. Not only their individual lives have they rededicated to the Lord, but now they're making a family with this little boy who now Emily gets to be a mother. Her heart's desire. She gets to be a mother. She gets to be a wife. And they're raising their family on the firm foundation of Jesus Christ. And that is the wedding that we are having this weekend, is the three of them binding their family together. And it is absolutely such a special story. Now, some of you may ask, what about Jay's mom and dad? Like, do they get to see Gabe? Yes, they are very involved in Gabe's life. They are very involved in Chris and Emily's life. They love Emily. They love Chris. Chris and Emily go on family vacations with Jay's mom and dad. And that Jay's mom and dad are going to be at the wedding. It is absolutely one of the most beautiful, heart-touching stories you will ever hear. A beautiful story birthed out of two tragedies, two heartbreaks, but then something beautiful emerges that's even greater than anything that you could imagine. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it and to have watched it and to have seen it and to witness it and to see the redeeming power of Jesus Christ and how he can take what we think are ashes, and out of the ashes comes something absolutely beautiful. And so this is the wedding we are preparing for and getting ready for. So I'm gonna put my characters aside and snap them. And we're gonna have green beans hopefully for supper, if I can get to where I can stand. Y'all, I don't usually ask for self prayer very much, but the past, I don't know how many weeks we've been home from the beach, I guess 2. These have been terrible weeks. I have been sick, but oh my goodness, I have rebounded from that sickness faster than I ever have. It hit me hard and it put me down, but I've rebounded much faster. But now the hip thing, and I don't do being down well. So and I don't do asking for prayer well either. But please pray for me. We are a busy family, and Bright's been so good to me, and he's busy, and I know it's a burden, and thank you. I appreciate you praying for me, and forgive my tears today. It's just well, one, I got emotional talking about Emily and Chris and their story, and then I'm genuinely just tired of being down. I want to be up and at 'em, up and about, and I'm gonna have to this weekend, whether I feel like it or not. And I would just really appreciate and covet your prayers very, very much. So I don't usually do downer videos. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's end this on a high note, because y'all, we have a beautiful wedding this weekend, and I'm so excited. I'm so very excited, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. So I think I'm gonna go stick these, before I wash them, I'm gonna go stick them in the refrigerator and go lay down for a little bit, and hopefully get my back eased off again. I say back, it's one-sided of my back, but hey, good news, let me tell you, my spine is fine. There's nothing wrong with my spine. It's all muscle, which I knew, and that's a good thing, because muscle can fix. You know, it can loosen, or it can unspasm, or whatever it's doing, it can be undone. I just don't know how to get it to undo it. You know, if it was spinal, it could be permanent. And I haven't slept in days. And last night I was pain-free. And could have slept, but I had so much prednisone in me, I couldn't sleep. So another sleepless night. You know, one of my sleepless nights, I just cried, and I thought, if this is spinal, which I didn't think it was, I never really thought it was, but I thought, this could be permanent. And I don't know how people live. You know, to those of you who have chronic pain, I am so sorry. I don't know how you do it. And because I don't take pain medicine at all, ever. And so, like, I don't know how people suffer through. And but anyway, thank the Lord, it is not spinal. It is just muscular. I think, you know, my body has changed, and things have shifted. Things are being held differently, and I guess my muscles are just like, what's this? You know, and angry, and so they're just acting up. And we just got to get them calmed down and tell them to be good. And so, anyway, thank you guys. I'm sorry I took this. This is a very abnormal for my channel, and y'all know that. So, I've got to get my nails done tomorrow, my toenails done tomorrow, so I've got to get to feeling better so I can sit in the chairs to have that done. Oh. Anyway, so I will see you guys next time on the Farm and Pastor's Life. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.